All right, guys, time for more match lessons from a local match here last weekend. This one is on this funky draw that I had. And the reason I want to talk about this is I've never done this before, and I don't know that I'll ever do this again. So I've been shooting this kind of stuff for, I think this is my 11th year doing this, and this is the first time that I've ever done a step back baseball slide draw, and I just found it to be kind of interesting here. So basically, this stage had a start bar that was right in the middle of the stage, and it was one of these flat start bars, which I'm a huge fan of because you can just kind of put them wherever and just say, hey, your feet are touching that thing, and then you're good to go. And I think they're great, and I think more matches should use that instead of painting X's on fault lines and stuff like that. But in this stage, the smart way to do it was to step back here and engage this first target from back behind the start bar so you didn't end up like walking a big circle through the stage. Now, if I was a little bit better at shooting on the move, I might have shot this whole array while I was moving to that left window, but that's a discussion for another time. The way that I decided to do this looked like this. Now, I would generally recommend against any type of purposeful foot movement that involves your feet sliding. You want to generally be as smooth as you can. You want to get low. You want to move your feet. You want to rock on your heels. You want to roll through your toes. You do all these things to try to be smooth to shoot well. In this very, very specific case, I needed an aggressive movement out of the draw to shoot a wide open piece of paper, and all I had to do was get back far enough that I didn't break the 180. So this is, I don't know, what is that, 4 or 5 yards, something like that. It's not very far. It's not a hard shot. Pretty easy to just rip a couple alphas into that thing. But I needed to get there quickly because it was the first target in the array. So I just opted for one big, super aggressive movement going backwards. And I think the lesson here is I've never done that before. I probably won't do that again, but I think it was the right thing to do in this very specific circumstance. So that ended up being a 155 draw / movement to that position to shoot a 13 split on there. Sure, and right. I think it worked out just fine. If that was moving to a more difficult target that required a more refined sight picture, like let's say it was a head box only with a no shoot partial underneath it or something like that, what I might have done is move off of this, step back with my left foot first instead of my right foot, and this big movement like I did. So I might have stepped back with my left foot to where it is right there and then stepped through with my right foot. That would have been slightly slower, but I think significantly more steady and would have probably got me to a better sight picture faster, but I didn't really need a very good sight picture. I just needed some red in the middle of the brown and I could start ripping on the trigger. So, yeah, not really sure what the lesson here is other than I found it to be really interesting. I wouldn't recommend this as a technique. Like I said, I've never done it and I'll probably never run into that again. But in this very specific circumstance, it just kind of seemed like the right thing to do.